Kia ora te whānau, Grant Whitbourne back again with another quick language lesson for you in Te Reo Māori. Now, as the title suggests, today we're going to be looking at locative particles. And in particular, we're going to be looking at 4 different words. We're going to be looking at kei, I, hei, and ki. So that's kei, I, hei, and ki. Now, we're going to be looking at these words and how they indicate a position in either time or space. So when we're talking about various things, people, objects, all those sorts of things, we're going to see how we can use these different words to indicate whether they are positioned in the past, present, or future in both space and time. So the place that they actually are and the time that they're actually there. So just a quick reminder before we get into the video, if this is the first time you've checked out the channel or one of my videos, please do hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love to stay in touch with you. You get it notified whenever new videos come out and new content comes out every week. Also next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell button. If you tick that, you'll definitely get all the notifications. So we'll jump across to the screencast now and we'll look at these 4 different locative particles. So the 4 words we're going to look at, that's not one of them, is kei, I, hei, and ki. I might go back here, we'll just call this locative particles. Hei, I, kei, I, hei, and ki. So with the first 3, they have a bit of a structure. So if you've watched any of the other videos, you know how it is as simple it is to break down these things in structure. So what we're going to do is look at a really quick structure for these. So we're going to say the locative particle, which is one of those words, plus the location, plus we'll call this the subject. So we're saying use one of these locative particles, then we're going to say a location, then we're going to say a subject. So for example, we're going to say kei plus te whare, which is the house, plus, say te tama, which is the boy. Kei te whare, te tama. So that's the really simple breakdown of what we're going to look at today. So with these, I'll jump back up here. So kei, actually I'll write these up here so we don't take up too much space, is the present position. I is the past position. Hei is the future position. And ki actually denotes a motion towards, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. So ki is a little bit different from the other 3 we're looking at there. So kei te whare te tama, the boy is at the house, versus I te whare te tama, the boy was at the house, versus hei te whare te tama, the boy will be at the house. So you can see the difference there between them. We're looking at present, past, and future in all those examples. Kei te whare te tama, I te whare te tama, hei te whare te tama. So really, this location here, te whare, we can change that to any sort of location. Kei tōna mahi. So the boy is at his house. I tōna mahi te tama. The boy was at his house. Hei tōna mahi te tama. The boy will be at his work. So that's a really basic breakdown of, so I'm just trying to get myself positioned in the camera here properly. That's a really basic breakdown of how these locative particles work. So the other thing that's really worth touching on here is how we can start to embellish these sentences by actually adding in some time-related words at the end of these sentences to really give a definition or a more embellished sentence and build more context in what we're trying to say. So, for example, past and present are ones that we can really further define when that time is. So when we're talking about the present, it's only ever right now. Whereas something that is in the past, it could be yesterday, it could be last week, it could be last month, it could be last century. Something that's in the future, it could be this afternoon, if it's the morning time now. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be 100 years from now. So if we can start adding in some of those words as well, we can really start to build a bit more context within our conversations. So, for example, I te whare te tama, I te rā pō. So the boy was at the house last night. This is getting a bit big, running out of space. Hei te whare te tama, a pōpō. And please excuse me, I don't have the little macrons working at the moment, so don't take all these words as they're written to be exactly what they are. Some of them should have little macrons over the top. Hei te whare te tama, a pōpō. Tomorrow, the boy will be at the house. What's another one? I te whare te tama, I te rā tau. The boy was at the house last year, for instance. So there's lots of those different words. Just think about some of them in English. There's lots of different ones we can add in there. So that's a really quick rundown of these locative particles. And the last one we're going to talk about is the motion towards something. So it's really about the motion towards a location. So to be able to move and actually have motion, you need to be doing something. So really, when you think about it, this needs to be used in sentences where something is shifting from one position in space or in time to another position. So like walking, for instance, you can walk to the shop. You can't think to the shop. Does that make sense? You can run to the shop, but you can't clap to the shop, for instance. Doesn't work, but you can walk 2 feet in a heartbeat, just like Jesus. So when we're talking about these things, we need to have a sentence in there. We need to be talking about something that is moving in a direction. So we'll use some of these words like going or running or walking. Kei te oma te tama. I'm going to get auto-corrected here. Te tama. So the boy is running. So a real simple way to use ki is kei te oma te tama. My goodness. Ki. And then where is he running to? So we've got the action of running, then ki, and then we need somewhere that he can actually go to. So like I said, the shop was my real simple example. Ki, keep getting auto-corrected. Ki te toa. The boy is running to the shop. Now, something that's really worth noting here, I don't want you to get this K in this sentence to get mixed up with the locative particle. This sentence here is really the active sentence, and you can check out one of my other videos if you just search for how to say 100 phrases in an hour's time. You'll find the examples there, but the structure for this one is kei te plus the action plus the subject, which is a lot different to the locative particle plus the location plus the subject. So just got to be really mindful there. And I think this is one of those cases where context comes into it a lot. If you know what's being talked about, you can start to pick up on when things don't sound right, when things do sound right. and just, I guess, how the structure of things should actually be said. So in this instance, I'm not saying I'm not saying the locative particle, then the location, because te oma is not a location, so it just doesn't work like that. Te tama is obviously the subject. So yeah, just be mindful of that when you're looking at these sentences and when you're watching this video. So we can go back to ki now, the motion towards. I haerea ki tātahi. He went to the beach. If we just said I haerea, we'd be saying he went or she went. But when we add ki in there, now we can give it, we've got a direction. Now we've got to give that direction somewhere where to go. And in this instance, we're talking about tātahi, which is the beach. So I haerea ki tātahi. So that's a really basic rundown of these locative particles. Like I'd given you there, the structure. So you've got the locations and the subjects. So really, it's just about building up your vocabulary around those two columns. I mean, you've got the three, the ke, I, and hei, for instance. You've got those particles. Then you just need to come up with a whole bunch of different locations that you would generally use in real life. And then the subjects. So the subjects can be anything. It can be you, me, a dog, a boy, my sister, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, the horse, all those sorts of things. They're all different subjects that can be at a particular place in time or in space. So before we finish, please let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear some of your examples for these, both your Māori attempt at these sentences and also the English translation. I'll try and get back to them I'll try and get back to as many as I possibly can. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. If you've got any other